Well, hi there. My name is Jennifer, and welcome to my channel. If this is the first time you are here, I am doing a series where I'm sharing what it's like from my experience to start a YouTube channel in midlife for the very first time. And I'm just documenting my experience and what I'm going through and the roughness of it all, to be honest. And I want to talk about overwhelm. And this is a continuation from a topic that I shared in a previous video where I shared an experience of overwhelm that I had because I was running late. And my husband spoke these wonderful words to me that kind of snapped me out of that spiral, like downward of overwhelmed thinking, and knocked me out of that stress. And then a few things that I did to, also kind of help. So that way I had a positive attitude when I actually began filming. And I want to continue on. First of all, I'm waiting for, so is this vlog style? I don't know. I'm learning how to film in my house. And I think I've got I'm waiting for this guy to come do windows. No, that's not him. He might be like, oh my goodness, Jennifer, what on earth are you doing? Well, exactly. I am just trying new things. I want to show you what I'm working on. I have these 8-foot doors that I got off of Craigslist, right? Which is really cool. And then in this entryway, I'm living in a remodeled home, or I should say that I am in the process of remodeling my home, my family and I. And we bought windows and these beautiful 8-foot doors, which I wanted off of Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist or something like that. And we also got these. So these windows, see if I back up, were not here originally. We broke through this entryway wall and put these windows here, but look at this. There's mold that's here. And yeah, so it's always a good thing to note that if you are buying used doors and windows off of Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist, they might have problems. So I have somebody coming today who's actually, they'll be here real soon to replace those. Okay, I want to set you up here. But I am going out of my comfort zone. I am working on filming. I am working on trying a couple of different things. You might be a little bit tipped there. I'm sorry. Let's see if we put you up. Trying a few different things, which is what this experience or this series is about, is just me showing you what it's like to try this thing called being a YouTube content creator, and especially from somebody who does not do this for a living. And I just don't have the practice, but I am hoping the goal one day is to become a successful YouTuber, which is what I am hoping. I'm going to take a quick little sip. I'm so thirsty. Anyway, so I'd like to continue on to the topic of overwhelm, and hopefully we won't get interrupted, but I want to get into this video. So overwhelm can come to us in a lot of different ways because this is such a new experience. And I mean, overwhelm comes to all of us as human beings. You can't always predict it, but if maybe we kind of prepare our brain for a few different scenarios of why overwhelm might come into our lives, then we can hopefully talk ourselves off of that ledge sooner than later. And even hopefully it wouldn't prevent us from just giving up YouTube completely, or, just deciding not to film at all. And I can see how that can happen. Like in my previous video, I was just running late and off schedule, and I was like, ooh, just kind of spiraling in the overwhelm. So I've got my notes right here. And so as new YouTubers, we are going to experience this overwhelm because if you're like me, I do not have a schedule yet, a flow. I'm just learning to get comfortable being on the other side of the camera and talking to you. It's a technique, and it's difficult, I found. But I mean, with practice, you can achieve anything. But wow, when you first get started, it's a little rough, right? And that can feel overwhelming and intimidating, and it could derail you from moving on with YouTube, or even say like filming that day or putting up a video that you thought about, and also I think what I'm doing for myself is just reminding myself that I am brand new to this and I am learning something new, and it's okay for me to feel overwhelmed because it's so new, and to give myself grace and to remind myself that, you know what, it's okay. And just to like be gentle on myself. I'm brand new to this, and the feelings of overwhelm, they might come, but like I can just remind myself of that. And I think also another thing is we are putting ourselves out into the world. I mean, it's so different to be a YouTube consumer, which I've been for years, but then to actually be on this side of the camera and put myself out there and hope to God that anybody would ever want to watch any of these videos, especially in their rough and raw state. One feels vulnerable, and then one can then feel overwhelmed. And, that it's like, okay, I can remind myself it's okay, I'm not perfect. Like I watch a lot of YouTube amazing content creators that have, and I'm sure you have too, that have great videos out there on how to start YouTube channels. And they look beautiful like these, and as they should be, they're experts. Like I'm coming from the perspective of, I don't know what I'm doing, so don't have high expectations for this video. But there's so many amazing content creators that have awesome videos out there that give really great tips on how to start a YouTube channel. And it's like, I watch those because I want to keep improving, but it can almost be overwhelming when I see how beautiful their channels look and the quality of the video, the music in the background. They're so effortless and seamless. But I can prepare myself that I'm not going to look like that right now, unless I was unusually gifted or probably already had experience in one way or another. Or, I kind of had this thought too. I feel like for the younger generation, I'm in my 50s when I'm going to take a sip too because I'm thirsty. I should have had it in a mug, but I'm waiting for this window guy here. When I was younger, when I would talk with my friends, I talked like on a phone. Remember the phones? I had a phone in my bedroom, and that was a gift to me as a teenager. It was the most amazing thing. But now, even my children, they FaceTime. Like they want to FaceTime. They're so used to being on the camera. They're so used to like talking into a screen and seeing themselves on the other side. I didn't grow up in that generation, and it's not natural to me. And I feel like the youth, they've kind of already got that. They're already used to seeing their faces. They talk to each other like this all the time. They've grown up watching content. There's so many kids that have their own YouTube channels, and teenagers. They're just comfortable. And that's why I thought that my series maybe might be an encouragement for those of us who are a little bit in mid-age and beyond, that, yeah, it might take us a little bit of time, but we can get there. And then another thing too, I think that we need to be mindful of when we are starting this YouTube journey, especially if you're like me with no experience, is not to let that perfection creep in. Because, if you have watched any of my videos so far and you've listened and you kind of know, like, okay, I know this lady, she's starting a YouTube channel. She's rough and raw. You'll see that I'm rough and raw, and I'm just kind of trying things. And I have to be careful not to nitpick that, and just to put that video up and, okay, it's not perfect. but I'm just going to be okay, because if I'm trying to wait for perfection in this brand new experience, I am never going to actually get a channel up. I just won't. It would be absolutely impossible. So I have to be careful not to let perfection like sneak in. And because that would give me overwhelm, and then I would be more tempted to, oh, I can't do this video, I can't do that video, and then just like actually never do it. So, excuse me, I don't know where that came from. And then also another thing too is reminding ourselves that, this is going to take time. So I don't have to worry about, oh my gosh, I need like this incredible flourishing YouTube channel, like right now, where I've got like my 4,000 views, I've got a ton of subscribers. Unless like you are super gifted, or you get lucky, or you've just got like that right niche that, and it just blows up. I think most of us are just starting one video at a time, one lovely and amazing subscriber at a time. I'm really thirsty today, guys. I don't know why. But that we have to think of this as a long game. I was listening to this YouTuber, and he's kind of a unique guy. He's got a really interesting channel. He's a photographer and an artist, and extraordinarily talented. And he does like health food stuff. And, he was sharing how, his main money source is not like through his creative adventures and food supplements, that he does investments, and he likes to keep his channel small. And he's like, I just like to put out projects and creations and things that like he enjoys doing. He's like, I just put them out and I plant them and I just watch them grow. And I liked that thought. And I thought, well, that's so perfect with YouTube. It's like my job right now is to create a YouTube video, and I hope that it gives you some type of value. That would be the purpose, that you take something away from it that you didn't have before, or it's encouraging to you. You're like, okay, there's this lady, and if she's doing it, I can do it too. If you collect even the tiniest amount of value, then that's amazing. But then we plant it and we let it grow, and let time have its way. And we'll get there if we just keep with consistency. And just remind ourselves, my job is just to be consistent, put out value, put my heart, soul, and passion into my channel, be me, be authentically me. Because if I try to be somebody else, I will also feel overwhelmed, because I'm not anybody else, I'm me. And I talked about that in a previous video, where I talk about how there's only one you. One of the greatest and quickest paths to overwhelm would be comparison, and then trying to be something that you're not, because the goal is to get our soul to connect to who's ever viewing on the other side, like that, and we need to be authentic, because that's the best place. That's our most creative place, and that's what we want to share. And if I try to do anything else besides that, I will feel overwhelmed. I'm just checking my time. And finally, so if you've watched any of my videos before, then you know this, but if not, I am part of a 6-month coaching program with Mel Robbins. And she gave this really great advice, because people are part of this coaching program because they want to level up, they want to make health changes. For me, I wanted to step into YouTube. That was one of my big goals. But she's like, so many people get distracted with the end goal. Like the YouTube channel, it's up and running. And they forget to focus on the daily tasks. So that's another way that we, especially as new YouTubers, can quell the overwhelm, is by reminding ourselves, okay, yes, my goal would be to have a successful YouTube channel. Of course, that's what I would like. And I know that's what you would like. If you're thinking about starting a YouTube channel, you would like it to be successful. I would like it to be successful. So I have that direction that I'm going in. But the real work is just in the day-to-day tasks. And if I just remind myself, this is becoming a part of my life. I would like to be a full-time YouTuber, So I would like this to be a part of my life. That means just, I've got a schedule, and it's scheduled into my life. And I'll talk about schedule soon too, because that's something I desperately need to implement. I am discovering, but it's a part of my life. And to think long term, that yes, that's successful. Like, yes, thumbs up, good goal, good direction. But the real meat of the matter is my, every video that I put out. So I hope that if you do this and I do this for myself, we think about these things. So when overwhelm tries to creep in, or we're slipping into these habits of, getting too focused on the end goal, thinking we need to be perfect, and the time it's taking, feeling like I somehow have to have this masterful plan for YouTube, filming and editing when I've only just begun, overwhelm will creep in. And if I remind myself, okay, let me change my mindset. That way I could just enjoy the process, maybe have a little more peace, and prevent that overwhelm. So I hope this helped you today. And if you, by a miracle, watch this to this point and listen to this newbie, would you please hit the like button? And if you want to follow this journey, please subscribe to my channel. I've got so many things that I need to get going that I will share with you as I launch my channel, and just continue practicing, walking you around my house, doing the things. But anyway, I wish you the best of luck with your YouTube channel, amazing success, and that you flourish in it. And we grow. You grow and I grow with our channels, and that's awesome. I love those thoughts. So have a wonderful morning or afternoon or evening, wherever you may be. And until the next time, I'll talk to you then. Bye.